Ladies and gentlemen, do you feel like there's never, ever enough? Now, this does not mean necessarily time, or at your work, or even in your personal life. It's going to also go into you're not good enough. And somebody who suffered from depression, I've felt this, that there's never enough time throughout the day to get done what I want to get done, so I put it off. I'm not good enough, so I put it off. There's not enough time, and it would be useless anyway because I'm not sure if I am good enough, so I put it off. These questions do go through people's minds when they are faced with incredible challenges, new experiences, or even put in a position where you can feel embarrassed or you're not good enough as somebody else in that particular activity. And there are many reasons why people do feel this way. Obviously, with depression, it's a thing that kind of runs through your mind because you're always so sad. There's never enough time. There's never enough energy. There's never enough, you can make all the excuses in the world. And when you have depression, those things just go through your head over and over and over again. But at the end of the day, it's more so of, I don't think I'm good enough to accomplish what I want to accomplish. So and also another one that I really, really want to kind of get into this hemisphere, into this thing, is good girl syndrome. And this is not just directly towards females, and it's also called never enough syndrome. And it's a very culturally accepted, for some odd reason, one way or another thing, because when you say there's never enough, this is almost like society telling you that you are not as good as this person because you don't do this, or you're not as good because you can't play this sport, or there's never enough opportunities for you because of blank, blank, and blank. And I definitely understand that. But this is kind of where you need to have strong values about yourself and about your abilities, understanding that there's always enough time given the right motivation. There's always enough motivation because you know you can do it. And guess what? It's about the journey at the end of the day. And a lot of people, especially if somebody with depression, like what I did a couple of years ago, I had that exact same mindset. There's never enough time throughout the day for me to get these projects done. I don't have enough information to start this business, and I don't know where to start. We live in a society, we live in an era, especially even right now, where information is so easily accepted, easily acquired, and so easily, accessible. There's the internet. There are people who go to the library still and get books about stuff that maybe they don't know, like selling or self-help, or even using their internet, because guess what? It's free. Right now, with libraries, a lot of it is going away, but I do know there are plenty of them still. There are resources everywhere. You need to know where to look. And guess what? A lot of government buildings you can go to and talk to them and say, hey, is there a rec center? There are rec centers still that you can go into, and I know they are opening up right now. COVID kind of upheaved a lot of these resources, and I understand that. But now we have a thing where it's time. Time is such a valuable resource. It is the most valuable resource. And I say this because time you will never get back. Ever. And you need to look inside of yourself and understand that what do you want and how important is it to you? If it's important enough, you will find the time. If it's important enough to you, you will find the motivation. If it's important enough to you, you will take the steps necessary, and there is enough. There's enough of resources, there's enough people to help you, there's enough nature in the world that's plentiful, and the only thing that is giving you the excuses is you, because it's hard, because you might need to face some demons. That's what happens when you say there's never enough. I want to go back to the work because I think that best illustrates what we're doing. There's never enough time to finish all the projects that I want to get done. And in some cases, yes, but once again, how important is it to you? Maybe instead of watching an additional show or two on Netflix and drinking a cold beer or whatever, you read that book, or you do that research, or you finish that project because you're that close. You start the process, and guess what? You get momentum, you start, you go. I mean, I have a full day almost all the time, and I get stuff done early because I just have energy and passion and drive and the motivation to have fun with my life. And I had the opposite at one point in time. I didn't think I was good enough for it. I'm not the best now, but guess what? You'll learn, you'll grow, and you'll change as you go. One of the big things that you need to do when you think there's never enough is you need to let go of control. And we talked about the fear of losing control in a couple of videos ago, and I recommend you go ahead and watch that. Because the never enough part is a symptom of being terrified of losing control. Control, or trying to control every aspect of your life, because then you'll be so unnecessarily meticulous about it. There won't be enough time throughout the day. You'll burn yourself out, and that is a consequence of thinking this. There's never enough. You become scatterbrained. You become like, where, who, why, me, no way, what's going on? How do I do this? I'm trying to put out a bunch of fires and there's no focus. A loss of control and thinking that there is never enough of blank are very powerfully dangerous things that affect everything in your life, your family life. If you think there's never enough time to spend time, if you think there is never enough time to spend time with children, your children, people that are important to you, your loved ones, husband, wife, doing what you like to do, like art or playing music or anything like that, because you think there's never enough time, because you're looking for a job, because you're working, because you're this. Sometimes what you need to do, dig your ankles into the sand, step back for 1 minute, and just flow. That is the best thing to do when you feel like there's never enough. Flow. Because when you step back, you take a big deep breath, you collect your thoughts, you refocus, you'll realize that there is that time. There is that motivation. It's there. It's just hidden deep within the doubts and the thoughts of negative energy and just the depression and everything that's going on around you. This video is so scatterbrained because I'm just like, I like to speak off the cuff because this is important. This is important to me because I had this help. I listened to the people that I needed to when it counted the most. And I had this feeling. I had there's never enough. I'm not good enough. And I can tell you right now, how do you know? How do you know you're not good enough? Do you think Elon Musk succeeded his whole life? No. He went bankrupt 4 or 5 times until he got it right. Do you think, Rome, the one thing that I really like about this whole thing about never enough, is Rome was not built in a day. And finding inner peace and you're thinking, oh, there's never enough time, so I'm not going to start, it's going to be a process. And it might be scary. Actually, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be scary. But facing that fear, overcoming it, even if you fall. Actually, the one thing that I love is from Gary Vaynerchuk is he loves to fail. And you need to embrace that, because you know what? That's part of life. Falling on your face sometimes happens. Actually, it will happen. What you have to do is, you can do one or two things. You give up, you feel like you're not good enough, or you think there's never enough of anything, and you wither, and you don't do anything about it. Or you don't even start because you're so afraid. Or you get up, you brush yourself off, and you continue to fight. This is one of the shorter videos that I had for this, with the whole feeling like there's never enough, because I really think there's not. I feel like there's not a lot to say, but how you say it is very powerful. Just remember, you are good enough. Start and be excited. Thank you for listening. If you did enjoy this, remember to like this video, subscribe to this channel, share it with your friends, comment down below on what motivates you. Do you think there is enough of you, of time, anything? And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.